Hi, Nick here from the BI School. Now, before I get any further, can you please hit that subscribe button? The more subscribers I get, the better content I'll be able to bring you. So today I'm going to show you a bit of a sneak peek of the SQL Superhero program and give you a taste of what it looks like. Now, the program is split into three main modules: SQL training from zero to advanced SQL. Number two, we get into how to use LinkedIn to great effect in your job search. And in module three, we look at how to prepare you for those technical SQL assessments that you get in job interviews. So I'll show you snippets from each module. Now, in terms of the learning and teaching methods, it's a mixture of one-to-one sessions on Zoom, weekly group sessions, and these videos. Okay, so here are some clips from the video lessons.
So what InnerJoin is doing is it's saying I'll show you everything from that table, bearing in mind that filter, but only where there's a matching record in that customer addresses table. Okay, so the alternative to an inner join is what's called a left join. And when we do a left join, then we see Ian Brown. Now, can you see what's significant about that? In his customers table, he's got customer ID, title, forename, surname. But in the addresses table, doesn't have anything. So he doesn't have a record in the addresses table. Now, in terms of our data model here, that could mean he came into the shop and paid with cash or over the counter with his card. Whereas these other two might have ordered online. So they would need to submit their delivery address. So it's perfectly okay from a data point of view to have no address on file, but we need to accommodate that, don't we? If our remit is to produce a list of customers and their addresses, we still need to produce the customers even if there's no address. Okay, so let me just comment these up to explain them, and then I'll talk in more depth. Okay, so I've put some comments on there. I'll just talk you through these. Inner join will show all records from the first table to the left of the join. So if we think of it as being in a single line, this is your join. That's to the left of your join, and that's to the right of your join. Okay, so always show records from the first table to the left of the join, but only where there are matching records in the joined table. Okay, join is the same inner join in terms of its performance, its behaviour, but never use the word join on its own. Always use the full name inner join. Using join will work. We've seen it work. It's valid SQL, but I want you to get into the habit early on of using the full name inner join. I always think of people who just write join. It's a bit lazy coding, and I want to try and stop you doing lazy coding before you even start. Okay. Now, sometimes that has its place, and sometimes that's not what you want. So what you might want is this. So dense rank, and it's the same structure. The only difference is it's dense rank instead of rank. So we're going to say over, open brackets, order by e dot start date as dense rank on start date. Just put DT. So when we run this, we've got a new column, and now we've got 1, 2, 3, 3, but then the next one is 4. So there's no skipping of numbers. Okay, so that's. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if they have any jobs vacant. So here's what I do. I'm going to go search, and I'm going to go, my first one here is Bet365 as a company that I'm thinking I'd like to work for. So I'll click on the company name, and there they've got a section they've got sections here, they've got jobs and people. Now this is the LinkedIn page for Bet365, okay? So they'll have their own website, but this is just a bit in LinkedIn. So you've got jobs and they've got people, and those are the tabs that we're going to be looking at. So let's go on jobs first. Okay, and if we click on these jobs, so it's already filtered the jobs based on my profile. So it already knows from my profile, my skills, and all the information I've put on there that I'm interested in data, SQL and that sort of thing. So it's put me data warehouse developer, and other sort of data related things. So let's click on one of these jobs. Now then, this is a good one because it tells us about the job and we can click further into that, but also it gives us this here, meet the hiring team. So Ryan Millward is he's the job poster, he's the building technology teams. Okay, so he's the person we want to connect with. So I'm going to click on that, and he is already a second degree connection, so that means he's a first degree connection of one of my first degree connections, so I could connect with him. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into his profile, click more, and then click connect, and it says you can add a note to personalize my invitation to Ryan. So what I would put is something like this: hi Ryan, I see you're recruiting for tech jobs at Bet365, and I think it would be.
Now, you may have been asked to complete a verbal style Q&A interview like we went over in the previous lesson, or you may be asked to do a written assessment, or you may be even asked to do both, one as a precursor to the other. It depends on the role, the level of seniority, or just what sort of organisation they are. So if you're asked to do a written assessment, it may look a little something like this here. So they'll ask you to either fill in your answers on a piece of paper with an actual pen, one of these if you remember those from the old days, or do it at a computer in Notepad or something like that, or they may even have a special website for entering your answers. No one is any better or worse than the other. The main point is that it does not involve Management Studio or anything like that. So you won't be running queries, you'll be doing it all theoretically. Okay, so all this could still be done remotely, or it could be done in the office of the place where you're interviewing.
And it's all made sense then so far?
Yeah. One question that I thought of asking was why the commas don't come after the lines, but before?
Well, you can put them after the lines.
Okay.
That's just the way that I was taught when I first started. So I've got into the habit of doing it.
Okay.
I think it's easier to, if you need to comment out one particular field, I think it's easier when the comment is in front of the line.
Okay.
But really, it doesn't make any difference. You can put them after the line. You could put all those fields just in one line if you want.
One line, yeah.
Comma separated.
Yeah.
It's just how I've always done it, so that's how I always teach it.
Okay.
But yeah,
okay.
I mean, really, that's up to you.
Okay.
And as you get into it, as you get into doing it, you'll find your own little ways of doing things.
Yeah.
As long as you can read it, and you sort of also need to give a thought to when you're sort of doing this in a working environment. Other people might need to read it as well.
Yeah.
So one day you might change your job and someone else is going to come and pick it up, or so you have to make it understandable to other people as well as just yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, stuff like that, it's really up to you.
Okay, so hopefully that gives you an idea of what you'll get if you sign up to the SQL Superhero program. It's all about expert coaching from me, plus guidance, mentorship, accountability, and support. Details of how to get further info in the description of today's lesson, or you can get your phone out and scan that QR code. It'll take you straight to the page. I look forward to speaking to you if this is something you want to pursue. Okay, so that's it for this video. Remember, please hit subscribe. Like I say, more subscribers equals better and more content. Also, check out some of the offers and downloads, etc., in the description. There's some pretty cool stuff on offer at the minute. I would love it if you could join me on LinkedIn, which is where I do most of my talking about SQL and careers in data that use SQL. So either scan that QR code or follow the link in the description and then follow me on LinkedIn. So that's all for now. So take care and I'll see you soon. And you know what? Keep turning up. Bye bye.